Perhaps we better start from the beginning. Bloom, bloom. You can hear Rob Zombie playing in the background. Gentlemen, it's another Ameritron. Yes, boys and girls, we're here to work on yet another als-500, which, when I first started working on these, I didn't think there was that many of these out there that were broken. Guess what? There are. This one supposedly goes into overload fault as soon as you turn it on. I said, okay. And then I said, well, what all do you want me to do to it? He goes, make it just like if it was your own. And I'm like, well, okay. Kind of chuckled to myself and said, well, I don't necessarily know if I'd own one of these or not, but I got the gist of the joke. I know where we're going with this. So let's pop the tin off. Let's take a quick look at the inside and let's see if there's anything that jumps right out at us. And then we'll power it up and see if we can get it to create the problem that he's talking about. Oh, good. It's an older version. It's got Toshiba's in it. That's a good sign. Put that out of the way. And it's got the old board in it. An old filter board, and it's got the old relay. The combiner has been smoked. This is definitely aftermarket. That's okay. Not going to get excited about it. Power wires got some issues going on. Solder stuff. We're going to replace all this shit anyhow. This is definitely not stock. This here. It's okay. It's not necessarily a problem. Yeah. Well, if anything, we've got the bones of a good amplifier here. Yeah, we might get to take this thing all the way down. Hope not. See, this doesn't burn up unless there's a problem up here. So just replacing these doesn't fix the problem that's causing these to burn up. We don't have any 10 ohm smoke indicators per se up here, but oh boy. It looks like it's had these two transistors ripped out of, all the transistors have come out of this thing. The solder work holding them in is not. This is kind of sketch. Here. The solder work here is scary. Well, it's in the right place. It's here to be taken care of, right? Just saying. Let me grab the note one more time. This is owned by a repeat customer of mine. He's a good dude. Comes on, then goes into load fault. I want all the power wires upgraded and bulletproofed by you. I plan to keep this thing, so upgrade, you can do whatever you want. Okay, Captain. Let's make it happen, Captain. Need one more nut out of this thing. Oh no, I dropped a nut. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? No, you're not that screw. Where'd it go? Ah, it'll show up later. Grab another nut. So we'll put this in here in a minute. Let's just power it up, turn it on, and see what happens. I have a feeling we're going to take this whole thing apart, which is okay. That's what needs to happen. That's what I'm here for. I freaking love this thing. You can buy these at Perfect Pass. It's like a handheld air compressor. I swear, this thing is awesome. Awesome, I say. Awesome. Okay. Oop. There we go. Okay. Do. Gonna need this, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and even with the wiffle ball bat. So I'm on the run. The cop's got my gun. Right about now, it's time to have some fun. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I got the fly spot with all the champagne. Come on. All right. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. Shabam. Shabooty. Up in Rudy Fruity Tooty. Okay, now stop. Just in case any of them little wires that flicked off with the ends decide they're going to find their way inside. Shabap! Oh, shit. Okay, we're all right. We're all right. We're all right. All right. All right. Hey, it lit up. It's a good sign, I guess. Let's go over here and get our manual keyer circuit. I had somebody make a comment or a post on Fartbook this afternoon. Does anybody build an automatic keyer circuit for one of these? I was like, no. No, and before any of my creative friends, because I got a lot of creative friends. I got friends that'll like see that post and then they'll think that there's a market for this insaneness. Does immediately go into fault protection. Think that they should create this device because it's really a simple device to create. Project box, really simple, right? And let's see, ICOM 7300, yes. Wow, okay, well that's an interesting result. Come on over here. I want to stop them before they could create something that would cause more problems than is needed. Okay, so we're just talking through the amp. Amplifier's not keyed up. Dead short. Dead short. And it's not making any power whatsoever, but now we got input. Interesting. Okay, so let's go over here. Jiggle the relay around a little bit. We have no output. And now we're putting 50 watts in it, we're not getting anything out. I think there's more wrong with this story than I've been led to believe. So let's pull the FLIR out. Let's chase the heat. You know, a little bit bigger screen, I get that. $1,500 plus this thing boots a third of the time. It takes forever to start. And it's constantly recalibrating FLIR. I go to make a measurement with it. It says, oh, hold on. Hold on, we got to recalibrate. So now we're waiting for it to boot. All right, well, I'll see you in an hour. Hold on. Hey, we should consider ourselves lucky. Our $7,000 FLIR turned on. Okay. So, our bias circuit is firing, but I'm dumping 50 watts into it, not getting anything passing through it. And it looks like our flybacks are getting hot, our harmonic suppressors, but I don't see the transistors heating up in any way, shape, or form. Our input attenuator is getting hotter than hell. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells us a couple different things. It tells us the RF is coming in through this piece of coax, going down, it's making it to the relay. Relay is activating, it's telling us the RF is coming over here to the input attenuator pad. There's two of them, believe it or not. One that goes this way and one that goes that way. They share a common bus in the middle. So RF's coming in, it's getting attenuated here. Nothing's coming out the ass end, right? So our breakdown is going to be our transistors in the middle. This coax that's been in here aftermarket, there's a problem there for sure. I've got this set for 160. I'm on 160 up there. I don't think the band selector is going to make any difference. Here we'll go to 80 meters and try it there. Yeah, this is... oh, God no. Infinite dead spike. Okay, so we've got a problem here for sure. And we got a problem here for sure. For sure, without a doubt. So, it's all over but the crying, right? I gotta rip this apart. Yay. No, because Ameritron, oh, it's so fun to work on these. No, it's not. It's really not. All right. Let's, it never went into fault though. Keep that in mind. Never tripped out. Man, this plug is... listen, plug, you're getting replaced, so we're going to play along with others here, for God's sake. Man, that fucker does not want to come off of there. Shit. All right. We're done with all that mess anyhow. So I have a choice. Either I can very delicately take this all apart and nope. Let's get ourselves some room to work. It's all getting replaced anyhow. Okay. Well, let's get at her. So the prime directive for this is make this like I would make my own. Okay. Took a couple seconds and looked at this, slowed down and looked at it. This is an easy enough fix. That explains why we can't talk through it, nor can we do any, we just can't do anything with it. Honestly, don't think it'd still make any difference. I don't think it'd put out any power. Well, I still want to pull all the transistors out because I got to redo all the solder work around the transistors. This thing is horribly rough. These are held on just by a thread. So all of this has got to be resoldered anyhow. I got to pull the transistors out and check the gains, because obviously we've had a failure. It don't matter. I'm going to rip this all apart. Going to pull these two transistors out for sure. Rip this all apart and redo all, well, slide these transistors out as well and check them. Have to. Absolutely have to. There's not going to be any shortchanging on this guy. That is for damn sure. Just want to go over this one more time. Now that I got all the clutter out of the way, we can see the gobbledygook we got going on here. And this section's not much better. That's the reason why I'm like, well, this wire might have broke off, and that's probably what 90% of our problem was, but the circuit in this thing is designed to measure the current draw, right? And that poor solder work could make the current spike up a little bit. I want to pull these transistors out, check their gains. I'm not a big fan of this thermal compound. This is like the old Archer stuff that, well, it's more like Vaseline than it is anything else. So if that's underneath, I want to clean all that out too and put real good thermal compound underneath here. I just want to make this so that this guy's got the best chance of success that he can get. Because remember, in the video, or in the note, it says do it like you do your own. Well, I would not let this pass muster. So I got to clean all this jism off of everything. I swear. Stuff I use actually tins my fingers white. This is more like knob lube or some shit. So, all right, let's rip some transistors out. Next segment we see, we're going to be testing HFE gains of these transistors. I'm going to pull all 4 of them out. We're going to rework this whole thing and make it look pretty again. Okay, so we got the amp all prepped up and all the solder work done around the transistors. Now let's see what we got going on here. So these are the two from this side of the amp. These are the two from that side of the amp. So, okay. I straighten all the legs out, clean all the solder off the legs, that kind of thing. What do we got? 72. Still a great transistor. What do we got? 64. Still a great transistor, but a long ways apart in gain. $35. Wow. What a variance in parts. 35. $38. So these are close enough to work with each other. These two, they won't hurt each other. Okay. So strictly a downline failure. Okay, well, let's get this all fixed. So, we got all the solder mung cleaned out of here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to reassemble this. I want to replace the coax in this because I don't trust foam-filled coax. And that is foam-filled coax. Which means I got to take the band selector up and I've got to take the combiner board up. It's no big deal. The transistor pockets are nice and clean. Yeah, transistor pockets are nice and clean, so we'll put new thermal compound in here. We'll reinsert our transistors. We'll reflow all this solder work, and we'll put this back together properly. So, here we go. Well, before I go and I put this all back together, I just wanted to show this off. We did get it all cleaned up, washed it, got all the nasty solder work that was in here out. Got the transistors down, got real thermal compound underneath them. When I go forward from this point, there's going to be a bunch of parts over this and we're not going to be able to see it. So the actual transistor screws that hold things down are tight instead of them being loose. We'll get this fixed up. We're going to clean these two wires off in preparation for what's to come. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change out this coax that's on this thing. And we're going to go to RG400. We're going to dump away from this foam-filled garbage that's in here. We're going to put real coax up in here so we don't ever have to worry about that failing on us ever again. We get all that put back together. And then we'll come over here, we'll repair the relay. We'll reconnect this wire, and then we'll work on doing the power plug and getting 12 volt back over here to the board. Okay, away we go. People wonder why I take things apart sometimes. This is just all furred out, fluffing all over the place. So we'll fix that, and we'll fix this too, I guess. Man. Well, you know, I've given this demonstration a couple different times on camera. I'm not a fan of foam coax. This is the RG8X that come out of this amp. It doesn't take much. Cancer, yummy. Yummy. Children dying of lung disease in third world countries. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. Just 100 degrees, 130 degrees, and that center conductor can move all over the place. Just can wander around, short out. And we've got RF moving around inside the cabinet. I mean, it's one thing to have your coax jumpers made of this garbage. At least then you can do something about it. But if I'm a repair shop, I better be using Teflon coax on the inside. Or the amp could fail just because I was too cheap to spend $1. There's maybe $4 worth of coax I'm going to put inside this thing. Just saying, Foam coax is shit. Okay. Let's go in here and fix this here real quick. Now the coils are touching. None of them coils are touching. Okay. So let's walk you around so you know what we're looking at here. Let's give it a second to focus. Let's go over here on the thing and put the thing on the right frequency. So that's a 1,000 watt slug in peak, the 1,000 watt in average, 5 watt slug in reverse. This thing today decided that it wanted to lose its little brain. I came out and it was showing me I had 7 volts on my batteries. I hooked up my voltometer. No. So I went and I took it apart and adjusted the voltage back up to where it's appropriate. I don't know if the volt amp gauge is reading right or not. I'll figure that out here in a minute, but I did buy a whole brand new setup. It's coming, it's in the mail. And let's see what else. Amp is completed. There we go. Click that cap on that. Amp is completed. This is honestly how I'd set my own thing up. This style Anderson clip, this size plug. I know that you're going to need another plug coming out going to your amp. I'll talk to you about that on the phone here after the video is completed. This has all been gone through. What the heck? Where did that little flick of solder trash come from? This little piece of aluminum shaving or something. It's from me drilling it out. We relocated the foot pedal. Sorry, I'm still trying to clean the schmuck off my hands here. Ow. I'm telling you, real solder paste leaves grease marks on your fingers. Okay, so we're on 12 volts. We're going to turn the amp on. Well, first off, let's see if we can talk through it today, which I know we will be able to. Hello, 1, 2. So we got meter movement. Hello, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We have low schwirr. So I got this set at 160. Actually, let's bring you guys over here. Got the radio at 160. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Look at that. Nice input signal instead of off the chart now. And let's look at this. So let's turn that around to read forward. Yeah, it's not going to read accurately because we're so far out of frequency range. Well, according to the front of the radio, we're putting out about 10 watts. Hello, audio. We have output power. All right, so let's go to sideband. Turn our power to 100. Hello, 1, 1. Getting 100 watts out. Hello, 1, 1. 450. Right on. Okay. So, let's turn our power up on our power supply. Let's turn on our FLIR. And it should be at 14. 14.9. Let's change how we're looking at things. Thermal only. It's all looking good. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Balance resistors are all looking good. Hello. Making 600 watts peak, which is perfect. So jump that up. We'll go up here to 80 meters. Change this over to sideband. Hello, 1, 1. So here we are on 80 meters. Hello, 1, 1. Amplifier. Hello, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Hello. Output power on 80 meters. Hello, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Hello, 1 1. Got our nice solid 500 watts. So let's jump up the amplifier once again. Make sure I get the right frequencies here. So I'll go to what, 40? So hello, 1 1 1 1. Pass through. Hello, 1 1 1 1. Hello. Output power now. So it's pass through and input tune. Here's our output power. Hello, 1 1. Hello, 1 1. Perfect. What does kind of have me going is the fan is still not kicked on yet. All right. So now we'll go to 14 megahertz of the megahertings. Once again, back up here to the radio. Hello, 1 1 1 1. Perfect pass-through tune. Hello, 1 1 1 1. Hello. Let's go up a band. Let's see if the input tune changes. It will. Hello, 1 1 1 1. Hello. All right. Now let's see what we get out of it for power over here. Hello, 1 1. Hello, 1 1 1 1. Hello, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. There comes on the fan finally. Ooh, we're blowing air. Okay, so continuing on up. Let's see, what do we want to do here? We'll do 21 megahertz. That'll work. Hello, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Hello. Hello, 1 1 1 1 1 1. Pass through and input tune are acceptable. Let's see what we got for output power. Hello. 400 watts. All right. Let's go to the 10 meter position. 10 of the meters. Hello, 1 1. Hello, 1 1 1 1 1 1. Hello, 1 1. Back up to 500 watts. Hello, 1 1. Pass through is perfect. Hello, 1 1 1 1. It's amazing how much better everything works when it's all actually connected properly. Amazing, isn't it? So I went ahead and trimmed the back of the cabinet, as we can all see, to fit around the Anderson plug. And then I went ahead and aluminized cold blued the edge of this after I filed it down, so that'll be a nice perfect match to our Anderson clip. Now, what I want to do is, to me, the fan's not running appropriately, I feel. It's just me. I get to have opinions on things, I think. See what our board temperature is. 82 degrees. All right. Unplug it. Look at that, perfect fit. Look at that. Love that. Love it. Okay, let's plug the amp back in, let the fan do its thing. Got airflow coming out of the side of the cabinet. And now let's measure, see where the airflow is going to shut down at. So the exhaust air temp is 85 degrees. And the fan just quit, 85 degrees. Let's make it do some shit on AM here. One 1000, two 1000, three 1000, four 1000, six 1000, seven 1000, eight 1000, nine 1000. Here comes the fan. Let's get the amp a little warm. We're at 94. $95, $96, $97, $98, $99, $100. Come off the key, come off the foot pedal. Now we wait. It's the kind of shit I set up on video, or I set up in the background. I never show you guys on video. The idea is to get it to pop on about 80, 85 degrees and get it to pop off about 87, 88 degrees, somewhere in there. Otherwise the fan just runs all the time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, if you had this in your house, you wouldn't want this running all the time, right? Because we spend most of our time listening. So I tell guys, if you're going to order a transformer or something for an amplifier, we rate that at 30% duty cycle. As out of every minute, 30% of that 1 minute you're going to spend in transmit on average. Well, we spend a lot more time actually with the equipment off or just sitting idling as we're listening. So there's 97, 96. Now please note, I didn't go in and I did not change the voltage adjustment sensor. I didn't change the overdrive protection, none of that. All I have adjusted is the fan. You don't need to adjust all that other stuff if you've got the right size wire going to your equipment and the internals of it are all attached properly. I think that's a lot of the problem that we were having, either with the quality of the solder work around the transistors or, you know, that wire being broken. Down to 94. 93. One thing I have been thinking about, but I have not played around with, is upgrading this fan. So I don't know where you guys stand on this. You can leave me a comment down in the doobly-doo. They make multiple different layers of this fan, right? And I could easily get one that's got like a thyristor attached to it and then relocate the thyristor over to the heatsink and make it so that we've got our primary cut on and cut off, but the hotter the amp gets, it'll increase the RPM of the fan, so it'll increase the amount of CFM flow through the cabinet. Like I've got this same fan in the same millimeter size, but it moves like, it's so loud it'd run you out of the room. But it's like a tornado blowing out of the back side of the thing. We're down to 91 degrees, 90 degrees. That's really kind of how cruddy their cooling system is. I've always wanted to cut a hole in the top of the lid and put like a 120 millimeter fan blowing air down and then piggyback it off the same fan circuit. I'm not going to go do that on a customer's amplifier. If it was me personally, more airflow better, and as soon as you turn the amp on, the fan comes on. This is me personally. That's just me personally. Because I'm a CBer at heart, I think. We're at 98, and it is shut off. I can live with that. I really can. I just bumped its sensitivity just a little bit more. Be happier to see about 97, 96 somewhere in there, or 87, 86. Pardon me. Because we all know ham operators, they're not quick keyers. It's usually a fairly long, drawn-out process when they go to transmit, right? It is the whole point, talking. Getting your call sign called. 87, There's just a fine line between it being on all the time and shutting off at the appropriate temperature. There's 86.7, 86.9. I don't know, I found the 80-degree thing is usually the best one, because if you do, we set the thing up for like 80 degrees. If this thing's in the sun whatsoever, it'll be hotter than 80 degrees. Or if it's not in an air-conditioned environment, it'll be hotter than 80 degrees, right? So there's 85. I think I might have overdone it here. There we go. Okay, well, we're going to call this one a win. The only thing I got left to do is put all the screws back in it and talk to the customer tomorrow and see what he needs for an Anderson clip connector coming off of this for his power supply at his base. Well, gentlemen, my name is BBI. I want to say thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in and following along. I've been having a lot of fun. I just recently took on a new student. If you guys haven't watched the video that precedes this one, I think it's labeled making, let's see, how'd I label that? Making radio better, one amplifier builder at a time. It's about a 14-year-old kid that reached out to me that wants to learn about amplifiers and his radio equipment. And boy howdy has the radio community come forth and wanted to help participate and be involved in volunteer stuff for this kid, which I think is awesome. So you might want to check that one out. Super thanks to the guys at Penna for keeping us on the air, the guys at Siglent for keeping our batteries up, or XS for keeping our batteries up, Siglent for our measuring equipment, MechMan for being there for all of our alternator needs, Bird for our watt meters, Coaxial Dynamics for our elements, our big all supporters over here at Patreon that allow us to live in a non-monetized environment on the giant information vacuum called YouTube. Thank you, gentlemen, for letting us have this content be up here ad-free. I want to thank you for that. Every other YouTube channel you watch is going to have at least one, if not two, commercial breaks in this amount of time. You'll have none, because I refuse to monetize through YouTube. And it's all because of the support of the Patreons. If you're interested in help supporting, please come follow along, come join Patreon. It costs $1 a month. That's it. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. On that note, I'm going to take my happy ass and I'm going to go work on something else. Gentlemen, I'll see you. Click, click.